Top of the chaotic afternoon to you guys. An unfolding scene in Puerto Vallarta uh, after the leader of the Jalisco cartel was reportedly killed by the Mexican army. I have a live feed here. Let's see, and some footage from the area. It's pure chaos. This is a Costco. For those that don't know, Puerto Vallarta pulls in millions of tourists every year. It's a popular destination for tourists. It's nice there. And so these people are stranded essentially. The airport has shut down, and you'll see footage of that as well.
No mames. ¿Están bien?
Cuidado, no se crucen. Cuidado, cuidado. No, cuidado, cuidado. No manches.
Anyone know how to pronounce this? I'm not good with Spanish, so it's spelled El Mencho. I don't know if it's El Menco or El Mencho. But an update while we're watching this video: United, Southwest, Delta, Alaska, and Air Canada have all canceled further flights today to Puerto Vallarta International Airport as the security situation continues to deteriorate. There was a warning put out by the cartel that I put out on X. I'll put that on the screen after we watch this video, asking all innocents to shelter in place, giving a warning that if they're out on public streets, they will spare no one. So this is a picture of El Mencho. I'm gonna continue saying it wrong until someone in the chat corrects me. Top of the afternoon, Samantha. Next chapter, court reports. Kim, thank you for getting me updated information. Sherry, Tracy, Irina, top of the afternoon to you. Big Biz, afternoon. CC, Pat, Samantha, Mermaid Mary, Ramblin'. Nice to see everyone. If I missed you, I didn't do it intentionally. A lot unfolding right now. There's also a 7.1 magnitude earthquake quite deep near Malaysia today. I think it was like 300 miles plus in terms of depth, which is unusual. That's the cartel leader that was killed reportedly by the Mexican army. They're not playing around here on these streets. I'm going to put these videos up, and then we'll get a live feed of earth cams. I don't see any journalists, and I wouldn't expect them to be live in the streets. So all of these videos are submitted from locals on the ground.
Vente, man. Corre, 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 corre.
Gente corriendo.
Quemaron Costco.
This is Costco. In the ongoing search for Nancy Guthrie, a new development has emerged today.
So everybody is being told to leave the area right now here on the beach. The tiki bar is being cleared out. All of these things are being cleared out. It's being roped off right now. They're asking that everybody vacate the area and leave immediately. You can see the smoke. I don't know if you can, the smoke in the sky. But we were just walking on the beach and we saw smoke everywhere. And we're being informed that there's major cartel violence happening right now all over Puerto Vallarta. Apparently, they've captured a top-ranking cartel member, and when that happens, all-out war happens. A number of cars have been set on fire, motorcycles set on fire. In fact, there were some attendees of Anarchapoco who were in a taxi cab. Taxi drivers are apparently targeted by the cartel. They were they had their car shot at. The taxi driver was murdered, and the car was set on fire. All of their luggage has been burnt, including their clothes and passports, in fact. So it's a pretty scary, dire situation right now. We're being told, do not go out at all. Do not walk in the streets. Do not get in a taxi or an Uber. Do not go to the airport. In fact, the entire airport may be shut down right now because of this cartel violence. I mean, we heard Trump mentioning a while back that he's going to go after the cartel in Mexico. Is this the beginning of that? Are we witnessing it live? I don't know, but everybody here has just been instructed to leave the area immediately. The entire beach here is being shut down. It's clearing out. And really intense situation going on here in Puerto Vallarta. So I'm going to continue to document this as we do. We're going to stay safe in our hotel. I don't know if you can see the smoke in the air, but it's all over the place. It's thinned out now in the last hour, but apparently, from what I understand, there's a whole bunch of cartel violence happening all over the city right now. We don't fly out until tomorrow, but hopefully it's not going to be an issue for us, because as it is right now, the airports might even be shut down. I hear the military is getting involved. Some of these cartel have in the past shot down military helicopters because they literally own rocket launchers. So this is serious stuff. This is serious stuff.
Oh, I see some comments in the chat. If it's calmed down, no, there's a warning put out for 2 p.m. There that it was going to escalate. This is coming in from the BBC, and I see some of our mods have included links, and I will put those up after these videos play and after the update. Apologies if I butcher names here. This is from the BBC. Mexico's most wanted man and the leader of feared Jalisco New Generation drug cartel has been killed by the army in a security operation. Nemesio Osquera Cervantes, known as El Mencho, was reportedly killed during a military operation carried out at dawn on Sunday in the central western state of Jalisco. CJNG, which is the cartel, has spread from its original power base in the state of Jalisco to have an almost nationwide presence across Mexico. The Mexican government has not officially confirmed El Mencho's death. Throughout Sunday, there were unconfirmed reports of cars being set alight, and I can tell you they are confirmed. We're seeing it with our own eyes, and sightings of gunmen on the streets in Jalisco and elsewhere. The U.S. had previously offered a $15 million reward for information leading to El Mencho's capture. The U.S. State Department issued a shelter-in-place warning for U.S. citizens in Jalisco State and other areas of Mexico, including Guerrero State and Nuevo Leon State, among others. So that's the latest. We also have updates from several airlines now canceling flights in. The airport is closed here, so tourists can't get out. And the violence is expected to just escalate here with a warning from that cartel that any innocents on the streets would not be spared and to shelter in place as this continues.
Again, everybody is being forced to vacate the bar, the beach area, and
I appreciate the super chat, Yoda. Yeah, this started unfolding a little while ago. Started seeing lots of videos on X and decided to take it here to YouTube and show you guys what's unfolding. Search for
so everybody is being told.
¿Ya la prendieron? ¡Súbete! Un equipo armado. ¡Súbete, peca!
La verga, puras 4 letras, hijos de puta madre, a la verga. Prendidos a la verga, putos, mira.
Su puta madre. Esto es Ixtapa. A la verga.
So I'm going to pause it real quick. New York Times is now reporting that the death of El Mencho has been confirmed by Mexico. Irina, thank you so much for the super chat. Not required. You do enough work as a mod here and on the back end, but much appreciated. This is CES7, Investigative Journal reporting. Appreciate it, you guys.
Mira, están saltando los carros. Mira.
I do know a little Spanish, and mira is look. And that's about the extent of it. And vejama no, I'm not going to use that one. El queso es mojoso y verde, which is the cheese is green and moldy. So MJ, a cartel leader, was killed. El Mencho, he had a $15 million reward from the U.S., and he was killed by the Mexican army. So cartel violence has now escalated into the streets here in Puerto Vallarta.
Mira. Están quemando los carros. Mira, ahí viene otro y se lo van a robar también. ¿Pero qué están haciendo? ¿Por qué hacen eso? ¿Y la policía? Mira. Lo van a robar. Dicen, vámonos a la verga.
Kim, thank you so much again. The super chats from the mods are appreciated. You guys do a lot anyways, but I truly appreciate you guys sending over super chats. Not required, but certainly appreciated. Thank you very much, Kim, Irina, Scroll up. I believe it was Yoda too. Thank you guys very much.
¿Y allá? Mira el humo, allá. Y está en la estación de servicio, José. Está en 15, y mira el camión de ahí.
Court, thank you so much. Court says thank you for all the amazing and timely reporting, all the hard work you put into the channel too. I appreciate that, Court. Been trying to do a little more consistent work on YouTube and YouTube Live, so I appreciate it. Appreciate all the support, super chats, kind words, and I see these links going up. I'll get these links up on the screen. More footage from the airport on the what appears to be the tarmac. I'll get this up as soon as we're done watching what we're seeing.
Mira, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 carros. Y vienen saltando desde allá. Sí.
Buses and cars being set on fire, heavy, thick smoke. Heard a rooster there.
¿Cuál?
Así las cosas, aquí afuera de la farmacia no podemos salir, nos dieron indicaciones de que no saliéramos, llegaron unos encapuchados armados y ya hicieron su desmadre, ya hicieron su relajo. Esta madre está aquí afuera.
Thank you, Yoda. Our mod's getting up-to-date information. I just have to make this scrollable so I can scroll down and make this full screen. This is the airport and the tarmac. Let me refresh that and get that up.
Esto es lo que estamos viviendo. Es horrible. Yo sé que igual está nada más generando pánico, pero hoy lo están logrando. Esto es lo que estamos viviendo. Es horrible. Yo sé que igual está nada más generando pánico, pero hoy lo están logrando. Esto es lo que estamos viviendo. Es horrible.
All right, so let's see if I can scroll here. I do. I have the ability to scroll here. I don't know if people know this, but if you use X, there's something called X Pro. You see this up on the screen. So you can filter columns by search queries. Just an interesting fact for those that don't know about it. You can see here, it looks like reduced flight traffic into both Guadalajara and Puerto Vallarta there on the flight radar. And one of our mods shared that as well. See if these videos will play. They may not. Okay, there we go. No audio on this one, but I'm going to scroll through the latest. They throwing like spikes out? Or is that just debris? What are they doing? Huh. Let me get rid of that, and we're going to scroll through the latest here on X. One. This is the airport one that we just saw. We've seen that one. One of our mods has an update here in the channel. I'm going to put some music on too, because music makes everything better. I have headphones on and they block out all noise, so it's just silence. Okay. Let's see what our mod put in the chat. Footage shows armed members of the CJNG cartel setting a truck and trailer blaze on a highway in Puerto Vallarta, Mexico. So let me get that up on the screen. El Jr., I see that you're saying your uncle is okay. I assume he's in the area, and glad to hear that. Jesus Christ. Look at that.
Dying off. Well, this one just started here. There's some fires over there on the 200 apparently. Not sure what's going on.
So for those asking, I'll put this video up. I put it on X. Give me a second here to watch this. You can see thick black smoke rising here. The cartel in Mexico is better equipped than their army, their law enforcement. We've discussed this on the Nancy Guthrie case, like the whole ransom situation for $6 million. They don't need $6 million. They make billions in trafficking drugs, and they are better equipped than the military. So those asking, they just have fuel lying around. Yeah, they have everything, including weapons. You heard previous guys say they have rocket launchers to take out helicopters. They are better equipped than the military and law enforcement. They have more money.
This one just started up a moment ago. Hopefully nobody's hurt. There's fire all around the city today. I'm not sure what the protest is about.
The company of electricity.
You can see some over there. They seem to be dying off. But this one just started here. There's some fires over there on the 200 apparently. I'm not sure what's going on.
This is their cartel. You can see they look like SWAT. He's got a pistol on his side of his leg. They got long arms. They got tactical gear. These guys don't have a lack of resources. And we mentioned that on the Nancy Guthrie case. Like I said, I don't think that that ransom was ever cartel related. They don't, $6 million is peanuts to them.
Y así, voy a andar patrullando. Pues tu puta madre.
Órale, vente, hijo de puta madre. Bríncale a la verga. Bríncale al toro, perro.
Hijo de tu puta madre. Vas a pelar toda la verga, culero.
Gente inocente, sí, eres bien verga.
Su puta madre. Esto es Ixtapa. A la verga. Su puta madre. Esto es Ixtapa.
There's also reports earlier of a prison where the prisoners were escaping, reports that the Mexican army was on the scene of that. I think this is that scene nearby there. It's a Costco footage that we've seen. More burning cars. Yeah, can the Mexican army take them out? I don't think so. People have said on X that they believe the United States should be involved. I don't know what the likelihood of that is, but people. Oh, I don't have the little bot up, Tracy. You reminded me. Let me get that up. The emojis and chat highlights and the support messages. Give me one moment. Sorry about that. Okay. The emote wall is active and the support messages. And you don't need to send out the support messages anymore, Tracy. They'll auto send on a timer. And the reason for that is that we don't want mods being hidden because the system thinks that they're spamming. So those messages will go out automated. I've offsourced your work to a robot. So now you can just enjoy the chat and have fun and give me updates. Let's see, chat highlight should be on. I'm gonna put the chat auto on and move that down for you guys. Yes, it's been confirmed, Vipe, that he's dead. Is Cancun safe? I believe so. I haven't heard anything about Cancun. And Cancun to Puerto Vallarta is about 29 hours away in terms of a drive. So very far apart in terms of distance. So we haven't heard anything on Cancun. Let me put this video away and get this other one up here. Chat is on the bottom of the screen and the emote wall is now active, and then mod should see the support messages going through here automatically. I think it's like every 5 minutes or every 10 minutes. Another video here. I'll put this up on the screen. Thank you, Kim, so much for the updates. As soon as I'm done with this video, which we are. Let's see. So CCTV footage shows members of the CJNG cartel attempting but failing to set a gas station on fire. I think I'm gonna have to refresh my source here. See if that does it. It does, okay. So this is members of the cartel trying to set shit on fire, but sounds like they failed. Jesus. This is scary for tourists there. They've already put out a warning. I'm going to read that warning. It was put out about a half an hour ago, apparently from the cartel, and translated, it says, in quotes, for the population of Guadalajara, Jalisco, and surrounding areas, we recommend you stay in your homes starting at 2 p.m. onward. We are going to go against anyone found out on the streets. We will not care if they are innocent. That is why you are being warned. And remember and know that there is Mencho for a long time and pure 4 letters. And that was Attention Jalisco New Generation Cartel. So that was a message that was put out about 50 minutes ago. See footage here of them trying to light a gas station on fire. Looks like they failed. We go back to the X feed where we seem to be getting most of our information. I don't have any. Let me make sure we have the latest here. We saw that truck being set on fire. We've seen that footage. For those that don't know, this is the area of where Puerto Vallarta is. Cancun is on the opposite side. As I said, 29 hours away. We saw this footage here. That looks to be AI. I could be wrong, but that appears, that would be wild if they lit a plane on fire, but I don't know. The first I've seen that. It's the problem with these breaking stories. A lot of time people manipulate images. This is the Costco from afar being set on fire.
Not sure what the
This is,
protest is
electricity.
about.
The company of
You
electricity.
see someone.
Yeah, those are.
Quemaron Costco.
Okay, we're getting some more information. I encourage people to take everything as it develops with a grain of salt, but these are from trusted sources and what our mods are sharing. According to several sources, this morning's operation in Jalisco, which resulted in the elimination of the Cartel, Jalisco Nueva Generation, probably butchering that, Generation, more commonly known as El Mencho, was a joint operation carried out by the United States and Mexican Special Forces. That's the first we're hearing of that. We were told earlier that this was done by the Mexican military. There are now reports that this was carried out jointly by the United States and the Mexican Special Forces. What role the United States plays in now defending Puerto Vallarta, I don't know. Again, and take everything with a grain of salt as this stuff develops. Yeah, I'm glad Brian Anton got out of there, in and out. He wasn't in this area, but I don't know how far this violence spreads throughout Mexico at this point.
No mames. ¿Están bien?
Someone asked why the violence is escalating. The cartel takes their leaders and leadership very seriously. There's been warnings before about targeting cartel members. This is coming in from Latin Times. U.S. is now urging citizens in 5 Mexican states to shelter in place until further notice over the fallout of El Mencho's killing. The cartel, Jalisco Nueva Generacion, no idea if I'm saying that right, has set up roadblocks and entered the Guadalajara airport after the killing. Notice includes the following locations: Jalisco State, including Puerto Vallarta, Chapala, and Guadalajara. Tamaulipas State, I'm butchering the name there. Tamaulipas. I'm not even going to try that. And then Nuevo Leon. The U.S. Embassy in the country described the ongoing situation as security operations and related roadblockings and criminal activity. It advised people there to avoid areas around law enforcement activity and minimize unnecessary movements, among others. The alert took place shortly after the Mexican military killed El Mencho on Sunday. It is one of the most consequential blows to a major Mexican criminal organization in years, both because the CJNG has been widely described as among the country's most powerful and violent groups. El Mencho has remained a fugitive despite a years-long binational manhunt that included the U.S. State Department reward of up to $15 million for information leading to his arrest or conviction. According to reports from the AP, the operation occurred in the western state of Jalisco and was followed by roadblocks and burning vehicles, a tactic frequently used by cartels to slow security forces. The strike was part of an operation in the mountains of Jalisco and is framed as a major security success for President Claudio Sheinbaum's government. Mexico's Secretary of Defense confirmed that El Mencho died during a clash between members of the military and cartel operatives. It noted that 4 cartel operatives were killed in the clash, and not just him, 4 other cartel operatives were killed in the clash, while 3 others were seriously injured. No military members died during the operation, authorities added. El Mencho rose from local criminal networks into the top tier of Mexico's underworld, becoming the face of CJNG rapid expansion. The cartel emerged after fractures in earlier organizations and over time built a reputation for combining sophisticated trafficking with aggressive territorial violence as well as diversification into other illicit businesses. According to Insight Crime, CJNG is not just a cartel. It has been described by U.S. officials and researchers as a network that grew by absorbing or partnering with existing criminal cells in multiple regions. Going to go back to X to see if there's more video footage. I'll go into the chat in a second here as I try to read and get further updates. I don't have any official source saying that the United States was involved. We do have X sources who generally report valid information, but again, take that with a grain of salt until we have confirmation from the media. They were nice bikes, not so much anymore. They're on fire. All flights to Puerto Vallarta, Mexico are diverting or returning due to smoke in the city. We heard earlier that multiple airlines have canceled flights in. Obviously, flights out not happening right now as that chaos unfolded at the airport. Torching a bus in this scene.
Mira, estaban saltando los carros. Mira.
Airport is Puerto Vallarta International Airport. I'm going to put the name in there. I'm not going to even try to pronounce that. There's a different name there.
Mira, taxista.
The music kind of aligns with the story, I guess. building smoke after being lit on fire. Bus that's torched. The reports that I see are that it was 15 million CH. I could be wrong, but I've read 2 reports where the US was offering their reward for 50 million. Whether or not there was other reward money, I don't know. But the report that I have right now is 15 million. I could be wrong.
Quemaron Costco.
Another bus on fire. People are noting that typically, the cartel does not, and why they put out that warning for people to stay off the streets is they know they don't want the fury of the United States coming down on them. And so typically this is cartel against Mexican law enforcement in the Mexican army. They typically try to stay away from civilians, and they put out that warning. Again, I don't know if that's going to stand true here. Other people suggesting the same on X. Don't know. For those just tuning in, cartel leader El Mencho killed. We know that the Mexican military was involved in that. 4 other cartel members killed, 3 more injured are the reports that we have right now. There's been talk about the United States being involved with this attack. United States previously had a $15 million reward for El Mencho. This is the scene earlier, about an hour and a half ago, and we are browsing social media for any updates because we don't have a live feed from media there. These are the videos from earlier.
No mames. ¿Están bien?
Cuidado, no se crucen. Cuidado, cuidado. No, cuidado, cuidado. No manches.
Vente, man. Corre, 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 corre.
Gente corriendo.
Quemaron Costco.
In the ongoing search for Nancy Guthrie,
So everybody is being told to leave the area right now here on the beach. The tiki bar is being cleared out. All of these things are being cleared out. It's being roped off right now. They're asking that everybody vacate the area and leave immediately. You can see the smoke. I don't know if you can, the smoke in the sky. But we were just walking on the beach and we saw smoke everywhere. And we're being informed that there's major cartel violence happening right now all over Puerto Vallarta. Apparently, they've captured a top-ranking cartel member, and when that happens, all-out war happens. A number of cars have been set on fire, motorcycles set on fire. In fact, there were some attendees of Anarchapoco who were in a taxi cab. Taxi drivers are apparently targeted by the cartel. They were they had their car shot at. The taxi driver was murdered, and the car was set on fire. All of their luggage has been burnt, including their clothes and passports, in fact. So it's a pretty scary, dire situation right now. We're being told, do not go out at all. Do not walk in the streets. Do not get in a taxi or an Uber. Do not go to the airport. In fact, the entire airport may be shut down right now because of this cartel violence. I mean, we heard Trump mentioning a while back that he's going to go after the cartel in Mexico. Is this the beginning of that? Are we witnessing it live? I don't know, but everybody here has just been instructed to leave the area immediately. The entire beach here is being shut down. It's clearing out. And really, really intense situation going on here in Puerto Vallarta. So I'm going to continue to document this as we do. We're going to stay safe in our hotel. I don't know if you can see the smoke in the air, but it's all over the place. It's thinned out now in the last hour, but apparently, from what I understand, there's a whole bunch of cartel violence happening all over the city right now. We don't fly out until tomorrow.
so for those in the chat asking, El Mencho was the leader of the Jalisco New Generation Cartel, and that cartel became more prominent after El Chapo was captured.
Because they literally own rocket launchers. So this is serious stuff. This is serious stuff. Again, everybody is being forced to vacate the bar, the beach area, and smoke in the air. Major situation here in Puerto Vallarta.
¿Ya lo prendieron? ¡Súbete! Un equipo armado. ¡Súbete, Peca!
verga, puras 4 letras, hijos de su puta madre, a la verga. Prendidos a la verga, putos, mira.
Su puta madre.
So earlier we saw footage of motorcycles, and I said, is that debris or are those spikes? Confirming that those are spikes. You see them up on the screen. They're placing these barricades and burning vehicles to slow down law enforcement and the Mexican army. So they were, in fact, throwing spikes.
Mira, mira, mira. Mira, estaban saltando los carros. Mira, mira, mira. Ahí viene otro. Grábalo, grábalo tú. Qué miedo. Mira, mira, taxista.
It is now confirmed that El Mencho has been killed. 4 other cartel members killed, 3 injured. In at least what we know is a Mexican military operation. There are reports that this was jointly done with the United States. That part has not been confirmed, but it is confirmed that El Mencho has been killed.
Mira, están quemando los carros, ¿no? Mira, 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 mira. Están quemando los carros. Mira, ahí viene otro y se lo van a robar también. ¿Pero qué están haciendo? ¿Por qué hacen eso? ¿Y la policía?
Sounds like there's choppers inbound in that area.
Y baja bien machín, ¿eh?
Same rooster we heard earlier.
¡Hijo de su puta madre! ¡Quémalo, quémalo! A la verga, todo, todo. Échale de todo. Se bloquearon, mijo. Ponte verga, no vayan a llegar los verdes. Mira, así nomás, a la verga. Todo. Quémalo a la verga también hijo de su puta madre. Quémalo, quémalo. A la verga, todo, todo. Échale de todo. Se bloquearon, mijo. Ponte verga, no vayan a llegar los verdes. Mira, así nomás, a la verga. Todo.
Some of these videos, again, we're scrolling through X and social media, that gunfire looks to be authentic. Most of the videos that we are seeing aligns with what we saw an hour ago. That vehicles burning, buses burning. We see what appears to be people going in and lighting buildings on fire. But warning folks to take stuff that we're seeing here in real time with a grain of salt. We saw a plane on fire earlier that appears to be AI. So consider that while viewing that. Some of this is 100% true and real. Some of the other footage, a lot of times people try clickbait. It may be older footage from a different region, we don't know, but most of this appears to be authentic. This is footage from one of our mods, burnt trucks, burnt buses, burnt cars. These images on the screen coming in from TMZ.
You can see that, but I can see the flames underneath that black smoke. Major flames there, huge plumes everywhere. Another big one over there. Another one directly behind this resort we're staying at. Pretty much surrounded by this right now. Really intense scene happening here in Puerto Vallarta. Hopefully we're able to get out tomorrow, but the airports are shut down as it is right now. And as I understand it, military may be getting involved soon. Power may be cut very soon. So pray for us, guys. The situation is intense. So I don't know if you can see that, but I can see the flames underneath that black smoke.
These tourists are just still
Major
hanging out on the
flames
beach.
there. Huge plumes everywhere. Another big one over there. Another one directly behind this resort we're staying at. Pretty much surrounded by this right now. Really intense scene happening here in Puerto Vallarta. Hopefully we're able to get out tomorrow, but the airports are...
Right now, the only image that I've seen that appears to be AI is of a plane burning on the tarmac. Everything else, as I can tell, seems to be legitimate. There was one video that we just saw about 8 minutes ago, maybe less, of gunfire. I don't know where that's coming from. It doesn't match the scene that we're seeing from Puerto Vallarta. So I'm urging caution on that one video with the gunfire, and then the picture that we saw as I scrolled through. I didn't pause on that, but I urge people to use judgment on that. It doesn't appear to be real, the image of the plane burning on the tarmac.
Able to get out tomorrow, but the airports are shut down as it is right now. And
Lily, thanks for tuning in. Millhouse, yeah, we heard that at the beginning of the stream. Several airlines, including United, Southwest, Delta, Alaska, Air Canada, are all canceling flights in. There's no way to really cancel flights out right now because that airport was vacated. There was chaos there. There's footage up on the screen earlier of that scene. So really no way to get out for these tourists either.
Pues ya agarraron aquí un carrito, no sé si está acción o no, pero sí yo mantengo mejor mi distancia y está cañón.
Media is reporting that it's now in 5 Mexican states, the violence.
Parece un taxi, bueno, una avanza blanca. Pues ya agarraron aquí un carrito, no sé.
Este es el escenario que se vive en Puerto Vallarta, vehículos que han sido incendiados.
For those that don't understand Spanish like me, I believe what she's saying, we see the imagery there, which is useful. I don't know what she's saying besides, if you're here today, please leave evidence that you were here, is what she's saying. She said, please leave your DNA on the like button. Consider subscribing. If you're not subscribed, she said, we'll continue watching. She's in front of a burnt vehicle. The whole city appears to be burning. With chaos here as the cartel retaliates against the killing of their leader, El Mencho.
A ver qué imágenes más podemos compartir con ustedes. Es una situación que nos dicen que ya incluso vienen algunos refuerzos aquí para Puerto Vallarta. Estaba yo platicando con uno de los elementos del ejército que obviamente no pueden dar información. Está la Policía Municipal, está la Guardia Nacional, la Marina, todos están concentrados para estar haciendo un operativo, especialmente para que la gente no entre hacia el centro de Puerto Vallarta. Muchos comensales en los restaurantes tuvieron que salir corriendo.
So for those just tuning in or unaware, El Mencho, the leader of the Jalisco New Generation Cartel, was killed earlier this morning, trying to get confirmation if the United States was involved with the operation. And he was one of the most prominent cartel leaders since El Chapo's capture.
A la población, pues que no salga.
Ay, no. Ey, no se vengan todavía. A la verga. A la verga, carnal.
Allá que se espere, dile.
Ay, ese que viene corriendo ahí.
Dale para arriba, primo, para otro lado, córrele. Otro lado, pues. Para otro lado, primo, para otro lado, jálele, porque güey, nos vamos a meter todos aquí nosotros, jálele para otro lado. Como acá, güey.
Nico, you just get, so for those in the chat that want to be belligerent, you will just get booted from the mods. Our mods are great. Our mods and folks that join these streams generally like the emojis. If folks wish for those emojis to be gone, there's a nice way of asking, quickly get those off, but it's a way for folks to interact. So, and many of these videos we're replaying more than once.
¿Está feo aquí, No, pues no, para allá están los alconcillos, tal desmadre, aquí estamos agachados, acá atrás escondidos, pues. Ahí está el
Eva came in and said there may be people in the area watching the stream. I will open the phone lines with the disclaimer that if anyone calls in speaking Spanish, I don't speak or understand Spanish. So, but we will give that opportunity if there's anyone local on the ground here. A phone number you could call, you could talk about this, you could shoot the shit. If you're local on the ground and can speak English, you're welcome to call in 904-865-4448. And it's at the top left of your screen. Hey, JB.
How's it going?
Good. How are you?
How's it going? Watching this live on YouTube. Is that something going on YouTube?
We're watching what's unfolding in Puerto Vallarta on YouTube. Yes.
Oh wow. Okay. Cool. Yeah. It's your channel, so we just subscribe.
You can subscribe to the channel. Where are you calling in from?
Oh, I'm over here in Orange County. So I just jumped on right now.
Okay. Yeah, you can subscribe.
Okay.
We're watching this. We don't have live footage. We're getting footage from X, formerly Twitter. It doesn't appear that there's any live feeds from the ground here yet, but yeah, we are watching, and I appreciate you calling in.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thanks for calling in.
All right.
No mames. ¿Están bien?
Cuidado, no se crucen.
So USA Today, giving some extra context around who El Mencho was. Apparently, he was an ex-police officer, and then he transitioned into the shadowy leader of a powerful Jalisco New Generation cartel, an outfit that took its moniker from the western state of the same name that is home to Mexico's second city, Guadalajara. Over a relatively short period of time, the CJNG morphed into a continent spanning criminal enterprise rivaling former allies in the Sinaloa cartel. the gang of captured kingpin El Chapo, who is now in a United States prison. The military operation against El Mencho follows a pressure campaign from the Trump administration on Mexican president and their government to ramp up its crackdown on drug trafficking, which included U.S. threats to intervene directly in Mexico.
Gente corriendo.
Pinche 20, a ver si muy verga te topas con nosotros. Ahí tengo desamarrados los perros, culero. Y así.
Talked about this briefly earlier. You can see the images on your screen. This is Cartel, oftentimes equipped better than the Mexican military and Mexican law enforcement. Turn down the audio here. It's just scratching from the other video. Mods letting people know that repeatedly posting stuff will be considered spam. Eva says, I feel so bad for the tourism employees. This is a huge tourist destination, Puerto Vallarta. Millions of tourists come here. We saw video from the beaches of tourists. Again, all these folks are stranded. They've been told to shelter in place. U.S. citizens told to shelter in place by the U.S. State Department. The cartel putting out a warning earlier that people there should shelter in place if they're caught out on the streets, that they will spare no one. Again, for folks asking, this is the Jalisco New Generation Cartel. Became prominent after El Chapo's capture. We're seeing footage here of the actual cartel and how they operate. They look like law enforcement. They look like SWAT members. They are equipped with rocket launchers to take down choppers. They have a lot of money. There's a lot of money in the drug trafficking business. So, show the backpack being recovered in the Park Place apartment, roughly 2 miles away.
So everybody is being told to leave the area right now.
904 is Duval. Nice to see locals in the area. We welcome swearing. We welcome opinions here. Anything flies except being derogatory, being obnoxious, repeating yourself. If you think the stream is shitty, go find another option. It's not going to hurt our feelings. But the mods will ban you if you are derogatory, especially towards other members in this chat. So, Pat Jones getting a last warning. Looks like from our mods. I see an update here from Tracy, one of our mods. Let me go to that and see if we can get it up on the screen here. All right, I'm going to put this up on the screen. Thank you, Tracy. A lot of different audio coming through here. Let's see if we can't get this up. Cancel out the other audio.
Mira, estamos aquí, ¿está herida, no? Mira, aquí, sí, aquí, sí. Aquí las tienes. Quítese su carrera, chaleco.
This is the Mexican National Guard and the video showing aftermath of the clashes with the cartel.
Quítese la pierna. ¿No está sangrando?
For those asking, reports right now that we have of when he was killed was just early this morning. We saw this unfolding in Puerto Vallarta about 2 hours ago. Reports again are saying that he was killed in the early hours of Sunday morning. Since that time, members of the cartel have set buses on fire. They block roads in the area as they clash with authorities. They put out a message that seems to be from their official communication source, it appears, warning tourists and those that are not involved with this clash to stay indoors, as they would spare no one. Mexican officials and the State Department warning residents to remain in their home, inside their homes. All public transportation services in Jalisco are suspended, including the airport in Puerto Vallarta. Governor there has stated that the violence has spread to at least 5 states and urged the public to avoid traveling on any highways in the area. U.S. State Department issued a travel advisory urging U.S. citizens to shelter in place in the Mexican states of Jalisco, Puerto Vallarta, and 2 others that I'm not able to pronounce. I'm not even going to try to, but they're in the chat there. Go back to X and see if there's any updates, but we've been live now for about an hour and a half. That's the information that we know. We've heard rumors that the United States was potentially involved here. There's some footage that appears to be AI generated from the airport of a plane on fire. I don't think that's accurate. And we have some new footage, it appears, here, where it says evacuations underway at the Hospital Civil in Guadalajara due to the possible presence of armed groups linked to the Jalisco New Generation Cartel. Put that video up on the screen.
Al estacionamiento, al estacionamiento, al estacionamiento.
¿No se puede salir?
Abajo, abajo, abajo. Allá, para acá, por favor, para acá, por favor. Para arriba, por favor. Por acá, por favor.
Al estacionamiento, al estacionamiento, al estacionamiento.
¿No se puede salir?
Abajo, abajo, abajo. Allá, para acá, por favor, para acá, por favor. Para arriba, por favor. Por acá, por favor.
Who do we have on the line?
I'd like to stay completely anonymous if I could.
That's fine. How are you?
Yes, sir. All right. I'm kind of quick on it because I'm actually in Mexico, but I just wanted to go into what's going on right now. So for any Americans that are in the town or in Mexico, this might be a week, 2-week type deal. This isn't going to be a 2-day, 3-day, whatever. Just make sure that you have food, water, communications, because they might get cut. Roads will not be safe for anybody, so don't even try it until you get an official response. So, yeah, just everybody be safe.
I know you want to remain anonymous. Are you in Mexico right now?
Yes, sir. I was traveling from one state to another, and I also got news from another family member in another state that they cut off the bridge to come into that whole section because it's completely mountainous area. And so there's no in and out for anybody for who knows how long there. And like this is ugly, so that they might do something. I don't want to predict anything, but to try to get a hand on people, they might try something with Americans. So just everybody don't panic, but just stay on your P's and Q's and be safe.
Yeah, I think
stay somewhere that is for sure. Just hopefully that if you have anyone that you can trust giving you information, please stick around with them or do something like that. But this is urgent.
Yeah, we see that the Mexican officials are saying to stay off the highways, stay out, shelter in place. So appreciate you. Please stay safe. We see most of the images that I've shown on the screen on the stream have been from Puerto Vallarta, Puerto. Sorry, I have my dog barking in the back. We're seeing Jalisco here up on the screen, and this is escalating to further areas. So please stay safe. I don't know where you are, but stay safe. And your warning is heeded. I don't think this is going to be something that that goes away anytime soon.
Oh, for sure, man. We were traveling from, like I said, one state where it's really bad, but the other state that's in Jalisco. But we're about an hour away from our home, and there was a shootout, and we had to go to the OXXO. And thankfully, right next to the OXXO is a hotel, so that's where we're at right now. And yeah, man, whoever is in Mexico, just stay safe. Don't panic, but just it's urgent.
Appreciate you calling in. Feel free to call back in if we do another stream. I don't know how long we'll be here, but if this continues, there'll certainly be several other streams. So I appreciate you calling in, and please stay safe.
Nope. No problem.
All right. Have a good day.
Para acá, por favor.
We see some images here from, this is Jalisco. You see the screens are banged out here. It looks like I can't tell from here, but I'm assuming that's law enforcement or Mexican military. It could be cartel. I don't know, but you see them positioned on that right wall there as this unfolds. I'm trying to get footage from Jalisco at this point. Hey, David, how are you?
Just fine, and you guys?
I'm doing well. What do you got for me?
I just wanted to inform you that if any of our Americans are in like Jalisco, stay away from Farmacias Guadalajara and Oxxos.
I appreciate you, pronouncing those correctly because I'm butchering everything up here. Why is it to stay away from those areas in particular?
Okay, I'll tell you why. And I want to remain anonymous because Oxxos are owned by somebody that was very, very popular in Mexico. High-ranking officials in the government. Same as Farmacias Guadalajara.
Are you and your family safe right now?
Yeah, I'm here in our country, in the U.S., but I have family in Mexico, in Guadalajara.
Are you able to contact them? Is there a lack of?
I already did.
Good. Okay.
I already did, and they're at home, locked up, and it's really scary. It's really sad.
Yeah, the images and videos we're seeing are terrifying. The previous caller said that
I'm looking at them.
Previous caller said this could last for quite some time. What is your expectation on when this ends, and do you feel the U.S. will need to get involved?
Honestly, it's not going to end up soon. It's not, because if it's true that they did get the El Mencho, it's gonna last for a little bit.
Do you feel the U.S. will need to get involved?
Yes. Enough is enough. The most powerful cartel is the government. It's the Mexican government, the most powerful cartel. Isn't it ironic that our president starts pressuring Sheinbaum, and all of a sudden this happens?
Certainly interesting. I wasn't even aware. Like we followed other true crime stories, and I wasn't even aware until an hour ago that there was a $15 million reward for this cartel member, El Mencho. So,
Yeah.
anything
Yeah.
else that you advise, or any other input that you have about the area that you want to convey to the users listening?
Just that, especially in Jalisco, in Guadalajara, is where it's really, really dangerous. And Tlaquepaque, because El Mencho was supposedly, if it's correct, he was killed in Tapalpa. It's like a little town outside of Guadalajara.
How far away are these areas from the U.S.-Mexico border? Because there's other people that aren't aware of the geography here. People were saying, "I hope everything's okay in Cancun," and that's way like 30 hours away. But how
Oh yeah,
far?
no, Cancun is way out there.
How far away is this from the U.S.-Mexico border? Some of these states.
From the U.S.-Mexican border, you're talking about 1,500 miles.
Okay, so considerable amount of miles in between.
Yeah.
There. Yeah. I appreciate you calling in. Give us updates in the chat. I appreciate you giving us some information here. I think your message echoes the last caller's, which is buckle up. This is going to take some time, and stay safe and shelter in place, right?
Yeah, that's all and pray, and that's all I can tell you guys. Right now I'm trembling. I'm trembling because, like I said, I have family over there, and this is really sad.
We'll be praying for your family, and I'm sure this won't be the first stream that we do, so we'll try to stay in contact with you through the chat. Please be well, my friend, and wish your family well, and we'll be praying for him.
Okay, thank you very much.
Yep, go ahead.
Primo,
Yes,
can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay. I was listening to your stream when I was working out. El Mencho was killed a long time ago.
You said Mencho was killed a long time ago?
Yes, it was. Yo soy mexicana. You will find out later on. They will not show his body.
Interesting.
They didn't get El Mencho.
You're saying that this
And besides, come on. You think this is all gonna end soon? Americans created this problem. You're the biggest consumer.
of drugs, yeah, I would agree with you.
You
I'm
gotta
not gonna
fix your
disagree.
society, and you're supplying the guns.
Well, not me specifically.
How come we don't get any narcos in the States arrested? How did the drugs get here? From one state to the other? Who transferred them?
So your take on this?
And who's going to get the credit? Trump is going to get the credit.
Your take is that El Mencho was killed well before this, and this is a setup
I know
for
he was
something.
killed long before.
Okay. All
Long time. It's all show. You know.
Yeah, I've often said the same thing, that there's a drug problem.
You got to fix your society. Look around in the States. How come you don't see any other minorities addicted to drugs? You don't see many Chinese. You don't see many Hispanics. You don't see many Arabs. It's all African Americans and whites. Why? Look deep within your society. Look deep within your society, your values. Broken families. You have no family structure. You kick your kids out of your house at 18.
Not me specifically, but I hear
Well, not you, but you know who I'm talking about. Look at the streets. Look who the people are. Look who's addicted to drugs. Just look around.
I appreciate you calling in. Are you in Mexico?
No, ahorita no estoy en México, pero yo soy de México. I'm not currently in Mexico. I'm in the States, but I'm from Mexico.
All right.
If you want more info, I will call you. Maybe you have
this line
call
works.
you private, but I can give you my number.
This line works anytime, so it's always open. I'm going to let the next caller call in, but I appreciate you calling in and giving us.
And you know how much that drugs. You know how much part of the economy that is in Mexico. What's the percentage?
I don't.
There's no ending to this.
Stay safe, and I appreciate you calling in. Have a good day. Okay. Conspiracy theories are always welcome. I always say, well, opinions are welcome here on this channel. Doesn't mean I believe them, but always welcome. I do, and I've always said this. I'm an addict. I'm not a former addict. I will always be an addict. Alcohol mostly, but I've dabbled in other drugs, and we are one of the largest consumers. So, got a point there. Who do we have on the line?
My name is Danny,
Hi, Danny.
and I was just calling. I saw you guys broadcasting. I'm actually just outside of Puerto Vallarta right now.
What is the situation now? I know some of this footage is from earlier. Are things calming down, or are things escalating?
From what I understand, things aren't calming down. I heard earlier that the prison had been broken into by cartel members, and the prisoners released from the jail here. I also heard that the airport's been breached here, and that flights are canceled. My brother's currently stranded in the Guadalajara airport. There was some shooting activity there earlier. He was kind of pushed into the back area of the food court in the kitchen area and hunkered down for a while. He's determined to try and get to me here. My family and I are trying to get him to go back to the States because, even if he could get into Puerto Vallarta right now, I don't know that he could get to us out here in San Juan de Abajo. So I don't know what's going on, as far as military or anybody coming in to try and get a hold of it. But right now it's still crazy. The romantic zone, the big tourist area of Puerto Vallarta looks like a war zone. There's fires everywhere. They're setting fires to the Oxxos and convenience stores. I saw what looked like a nice new condo building on fire in Puerto. It's just it's the whole thing is it's like a war zone. It's crazy.
Were you there on vacation, or do you live there, if you're there on vacation, what were your plans? How long were you expecting to stay there? And obviously with the
No, I live here. I married a Mexican man, and I live with him near his family in a little town, a little ranch town just outside of Puerto Vallarta in Nayarit. But everything around us is affected, including Bucerias in Nayarit, Nuevo Nayarit. There's National Guard. We saw cartel members coming out of the mountain towns in huge masses heading towards Puerto and the tourist areas through our little ranch town.
Did you make the move there? It sounds like you're from the States. Did you make the move there because you met this man? Or did you move there because of the economy? Obviously, the American dollar is worth more there. Both of those reasons. When did you move there?
I moved. Well, I started looking for economic reasons and just the cost of living. A few years ago, I was bouncing around from one town to another, checking out where I thought was going to be the best place for me. And in that search, I met the man I ended up marrying. And so Puerto Vallarta was just a given after that. So, and also it had, I'm a gay man, so it was an LGBTQ haven. And so, I just thought it would be safer here than anywhere, honestly.
I usually use humor. It was kind of assumed you were a gay man when you said you were there and married your partner, a male. So, but yeah, please stay safe. Keep us updated if you can in the chat. What are your plans for the next 24 hours? You're just bunkering down, or what is there to do?
Yeah, I'm hunkering down. I mean, I can't leave. I have a whole life here, a family here now, and so I'm not leaving. We're just going to hunker down. I'm going to try and not leave the house until it all cools down, I guess.
You have enough food,
From what
water,
I understand,
supplies?
though, they're saying, locals here, my family, or my new family, they're telling me that this guy, the reason this area was so peaceful was because it was all under control of one cartel member, one big cartel guy. And they're saying that the future of Puerto Vallarta doesn't look very good because now multiple cartels are going to be fighting in the streets for control of this area. And so I'm a little worried as to what that means for the area, but I'm in it for the long haul now. I'm married and I'm not going anywhere. I'm not going to leave him.
Are you guys good on food, supplies, water, milk and bread?
For now, yeah, we're good. I should have went shopping yesterday, but we didn't know any of this was going to happen, so I'm not super prepared. But we should be good for at least a couple days. Hopefully, it'll die down enough to get out and pick up more supplies. Because at this moment, we're not super set.
Gotcha. Well, I'm about to throw up some imagery of what appears to be a large-scale mobilization of the Mexican army in Jalisco. Please stay safe. Thanks for checking in with us, and check in with us again as this evolves. But take care of yourself, and we will pray for you.
Oh, thank you so much.
All right. Have a good day. Okay, so we have some footage here from one of our mods. This is the Mexican military appears to be ramping up. Let me get this up on the screen for y'all. Here that video is. See if I can get volume or if it even has volume. Oh, I'm turned down. Hold on.
At all, do not walk on the streets, do not get in a taxi or Uber, do not go to the airport. In fact, the entire airport may be shut down right now because of this cartel violence that we
Who do we have on the line? Hello?
Is this the news station?
Not the news station, no.
What? ¿Qué?
Are you able to hear me?
Yes, I'm able to hear you.
All right, what do you got for me? All right. High or shy called in 5 times and then just hung up. Very cool. What you're seeing on the screen is large-scale mobilization of the Mexican army in Jalisco. Not sure where else this extends beyond Jalisco at this point, but that's the imagery that you're seeing. Phone lines are open. I'm going to turn the volume up here and listen in. I don't think there's volume on this actual video, but I appreciate the mods getting this. It looks like they're rolling in pretty deep. This is the news station. I had a good chuckle at that one, too. You're back. What do you got?
I'm back. So I'm in Mexico right now.
No, you're not. I can see
we're
by
in
your area
Nayarit.
code. No, you're not.
What?
Are you?
Can you track my? Oh God, I am.
Okay.
Merch.
All right, go ahead. What do you got? Why do I hear calling in the background?
Because we're watching it live.
Okay. What do you got? Where specifically are you in Mexico?
I'm in Sayulita in Nayarit. And it's spread around. Why are you laughing? I'm actually trying to. So it's spread around
We hear your background, so if you could turn the YouTube video down, that way we don't hear a delay.
Can you please
here.
turn the YouTube video down, Ezra, please?
Thank you. Okay, and another hang up. You're on the line. You're on live. Who do we have?
Mira, soy el Mencho, hijo de su puta madre.
I feel like that's an insult. Who do we got on the line? Okay. Problem with opening a phone line is get some people who are informative, and then we have trolls who call in, which is, they're both fun to me, to be honest. I'm going to another caller. Who do we got?
Hey, buddy, how are you? I'm not going to say my name here, but I just wanted to call in to tell you what I've been told. First of all, that lady that was on, all due respect, I know you're on a respectful channel, but that woman blaming America for all this is like, that's kind of crazy. You know, that just sounded like some woke anti-American type person that just wanted to deflect blame. Like, the cartel isn't in America, it's in Mexico. The drugs don't come from America, they come from Mexico. And there's consumers of drugs in every single country. So that was ridiculous. But this is pretty crazy. And I wonder how long it's going to go on. But from what I was told by someone that like researches and follows this stuff pretty close, there's a guy named, well, I don't know his name, but supposedly the number 2 named R3 for the CGN, whatever cartel might join up with El Chapo's son. And the other thing is the fallout of this, from what the last gentleman that was saying that was on the phone is right. Like, you could have a bunch of crazy, like, young plaza bosses now vying for control, trying to take over what was going on. The thing with Mencho was he had control of that area. You know, that seems right. Like, there was peace, there was control from what everything I was told. And now it, you know, you could have some young guys, like, really, the violence could really escalate now.
You believe that cartels are going to try to take advantage of this situation so that they can gain control of areas that they didn't have control before, is what you're saying?
Well, not so much from my understanding, what I was told. And listen, I'm not anybody special. I probably don't know shit. It's just some guys that I know that follow this stuff, and some people that may or may not know certain people connected with it. Not cartels trying to gain territory that they did not have. It was more so like plaza bosses that are like lower level guys that run a small little area under the umbrella of El Mencho, that now who is going to take control of this? It could be a power vacuum, like kind of like when the USA took out Saddam Hussein and nobody was ready for the aftermath. And you had a power vacuum going on for 16 years. Now, obviously, it's not on that scale or going to like last that long or anything like that. But just that is what was relayed to me. So
interesting.
See what happens over the next couple of weeks.
And you do believe El Mencho was killed earlier today? You don't believe that this is a conspiracy?
Yeah. I mean, she's just saying that to deflect from things. She's just trying to stick up for Mexico. You know, she just sounds like some woke Democrat. Sorry, I'm not trying to get into the politics, but you know how the country goes. Everything's anti-American anymore. But, yeah, because you're not going to have this kind of crazy response by the cartel if they did not kill Mencho. If they just killed some other, like, leader or whoever it was, you're not going to have this kind of crazy response. if it wasn't somewhat of El Mencho's status. So yes, I don't believe her whatsoever that El Mencho was killed. And the United States government's not going to currently have a $50 million reward out if the guy was killed. Yeah. I mean, so yeah, I don't believe that at all.
Me neither. All right. I appreciate you calling in and voicing your opinion. Be well. And we have other callers trying to get in. So.
You too. You got a great channel. Thank you.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.
I appreciate it, man. Have a good one. All right. There's a couple callers trying to come through. So if you're listening in while I'm talking to someone, I'm not going to answer the line. So don't try. Hi, who do we have on the line?
What up, nerdy? This is Randy.
Hey, Randy. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good, man. Right here in Las Vegas. How you doing?
I'm doing well. I'm doing as well as I can do on a Sunday with all this chaos unfolding.
Oh man, this is just business as usual, man. I've been living in Mexico, and like every time they're doing some kind of like this kind of stuff, they always start burning the cars, man. It's just normal protocol, burning the cars. As far as like the violence goes, there haven't been any other shootouts, right? Other than just them killing the Mencho.
It seems that way. We saw images of the Mexican military sort of ramping up here. All we've seen thus far are vehicles, trucks, buses burnt, and it sounds like they're doing this to sort of thwart off the the Mexican military and Mexican law enforcement. So I haven't seen much violence, although they did say it was going to get ugly and for tourists to shelter inside. But I haven't seen any confirmed videos of actual violence yet, besides stuff burning up.
Then, considering that this is a pretty good takedown, like pretty smooth transition of taking down a narco boss, because when they took Chapo, like that was the last one. When they ultimately took Chapo, that was pretty relatively easy. When they took Chapo's sons, now that was an all-out war in Culiacan, in the city of Culiacan. You remember that one, right? That was like a full army operation, like Iraq on the streets. People, city locked down, shootouts everywhere, bazookas, armored trucks. This is a pretty good takedown. I mean, with all the stuff that America's been threatening Mexico with cartels and been ramping up the hatred and America putting pressure on Mexico to get rid of their cartel, the narco state, and it looks like Mexico actually went ahead and did it, which is actually a good thing, because I mean Mexico and the cartels it's just hand in hand, just like Trump, Epstein, and all the pedophiles and all the people in office. They're all hand in hand. They all work with each other. So them taking down Mencho, this is plan coordinated. They decided, hey, it's finally time to go, and we're gonna see what happens from here on out.
Let me ask you a question. Why'd they have to torch the Costco though?
Excuse me?
Why'd they have to torch the Costco there? So when this started unfolding, I did a double take. Eva did too. We both looked at each other. We didn't know that there was Costco's in Mexico. We saw that
Costco's, Walmart's. Yeah, of course.
I didn't know that. I would expect Walmart's, but Costco's, yeah, it sounds like it. But we saw the image and video of Costco going up in flames. Why did they target Costco specifically?
Well, because I mean, when they're showing the force, when a cartel boss goes down, they have to show their force and show that they actually do have power. And this is just scare tactics. Every time something like this happens, there's a scare tactic, and they burn cars and burn things to the ground all around the country or around that region. Like when I was living in Tijuana, they did the same thing. They started burning all the buses in Tijuana and all over the city. The whole city was on fire. Now, none of the citizens got hurt, but they just started burning. They burned things to the ground as a scare tactic and to show their force. But I mean, at the end of the day, they are weak. Their boss just got killed, and they burning down a Costco is just little collateral damage, just little things to scare the people. There's a lot of scare tactics in Mexico. Like when you look, like right now, as a Mexico citizen, this is what's going on. Like people that are living in, and I've lived in Vallarta too. So like I just found out about the news. I'm gonna call my friend in Vallarta. I'm gonna see how she's doing. Doing fine, but this is what they're going through. They see this stuff. The cartel goes off, and they all use WhatsApp. And the WhatsApp group, there's all kinds of stuff. Don't go out. Stay inside. It's dangerous to go outside. So it's going to be a couple of days we have to stay inside. And everyone knows. It's like a common thing. When you live in Mexico, it's common. It's like whenever there's narco stuff goes on, it happens all the time. It's just they scare you, stay inside. And then it just blows over, and then it'll be back to business as usual.
I appreciate your input. I appreciate you calling in. Let us know how your loved ones are doing and that they're safe. And it's safe to say there will be no free samples be given out at Costco today in Puerto Vallarta, right?
Not today. Not today. All right, man. You have a good one.
Be well, man. Thanks for calling in. Okay. There's some other folks trying to call in. Again, if I'm on the line with someone, I won't pick up. So, top of the afternoon to you.
Oh my gosh, I got through.
You got through. I had to divert you a couple of times to voicemail, unfortunately, because I had someone on the line. What are your thoughts on what's unfolding here?
Well, I think it's a typical response from the Mexican cartels. Their leader got hit, and right now what they're doing is they're causing a lot of fear to the Mexican citizens. And I think what's going to end up happening is if they continue to escalate, the pueblo, the people of Mexico, are basically going to tell the government to stop, so that way the violence stops. Doesn't it make sense? I mean, if everything was peaceful prior and they're doing this and Costco's are being lit on fire, buses, chaos at the airports, the people are going to tell the government, hey, stop messing with them. Let's get back to a peaceful way of living.
The cartel oftentimes takes care of the people too in these areas, right?
What's that?
The cartel regularly takes care of people in the areas that they operate, meaning financially, generally more respected than the actual government.
Yeah, I would say that's more true to like the villages, not necessarily like the cities of Mexico.
Okay.
But villages, they absolutely will take care of the people. They'll provide food, they provide security, they take care of problems. They're in those situations, they're kind of relatively stand up, whereas they provide more than the government. But in this situation, I think this is a flex from the cartel to tell the government, if you want to mess with us, we will make life a living hell in Mexico. And the people will ask you to stop doing this. As far as like my background, I travel to Guadalajara almost every single winter. So I'm down there pretty frequently. My brother-in-law, I married a lady who was born and raised in Guadalajara. My brother-in-law was ripped out of his Uber this morning, and he was given the opportunity to run away, and then the cartel members lit the Uber on fire. So it's kind of wild to have that happen so close to home. But the moment stuff started popping off, the whole family was checking in on each other, saying, stay home, don't go out, etc.
Sounds like they know better than to fuck with Americans here. They know that the full wrath of the United States would come down on them if they do, right? It sounds, in the images that we're seeing appear to show that right now, not seeing much violence, but seeing stuff being torched. We saw spikes being laid out to thwart off law enforcement or Mexican military. But I haven't heard of any tourists or Americans being killed in this.
Yeah, I mean, it would stand to reason that they wouldn't do that. And I'll speak from a time that I traveled to Puerto Vallarta. I spoke with some locals there. Honestly, they were trying to sell me drugs, and I asked them if it was a safe area. And they said, yeah, basically the cartels stopped messing with tourists because a long time ago, a tourist got off of a cruise ship and a cartel member ended up killing the person. And then that cruise liner stopped sending their cruise ships to Puerto Vallarta for like 10 years. And so if you think of the average cruise ship, how many people come off, how much money they spend when they go off the boat into the village, it's a lot of money. And these cartels, they're not dumb. They have actual businesses. So when that one person made a decision that affected their bank account, after that, there was no more affecting tourists. But if you look back a few years ago, you had another cartel attacking tourists on the beach in Cancun, and it was directly related to messing with that cartel, whoever is the plaza owner of Cancun. It was to mess with his wallet. So that way people wouldn't travel to Cancun, they travel somewhere else. So they play games amongst each other, but I think this is a direct relation to tell the Mexican government, you don't mess with us because we're going to terrify the citizens and we can stop an entire state, if that makes sense.
It does. You visit there, you said annually. You go there for business, for pleasure, vacation? Do you go there? What do you go to the area for?
Yeah, my wife was born and raised in Guadalajara, and
Okay.
so we go down to visit her family. We hang out there, tend to have my son's birthday parties down there. Ironically, we didn't go down there this year, but I've been to Guadalajara a few years ago when they had a gas crisis and President Obrador shut down the pipelines, and I was there to witness that and how difficult it was to obtain gasoline during that moment when they were messing with the cartels. But I can tell you on a day-to-day basis in Guadalajara, you really don't feel like there's a cartel presence. If you go to the outskirts and you go to the more rural areas, you're more likely to see some people with guns in trucks, and yeah, those guys are narcos. But just day-to-day living in Guadalajara, you really don't see it. And so when they do this, it's a big show of force to say that they can shut down a city or shut down a state.
You're in the States now. Do you have anyone that you love or care for that's in Mexico in any of these affected areas right now?
Yeah, I have a lot of family in Guadalajara and Arroyo Hondo. So they had some buses set on fire in Periférico Norte, in Tabachines, a lot of places around them, but they're at home. They're just hanging out, staying safe.
I'm glad everyone's safe, and I appreciate you calling in and voicing your opinion. Stay in touch and be well, please, and we'll be praying for the family that, at least the people you care for, that are in Mexico.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
All right, have a good day. Mermaid Mary, I see a super chat come through and want to say thank you, appreciate you, and everyone give our mods a lot of love today. There's a lot of trolls in the chat, and the mods are working hard to make sure this is a safe place. I'm going to quickly browse through X one more time here to see if there's any updated content or footage from the area. I'm going to quickly check the news to see if there's any updates. I'm still wondering if anyone has officially reported that the U.S. was involved here. Good afternoon. Who do we have on the line? Can you hear me? Hello? I hear myself in the background, and then they hung up. All right. I'm going to, a phone line. Who do we have?
Hey, how's it going, man? My name is Vaughn. Just watching your live right here, and just wanted to give a quick opinion on it.
Yep, go ahead.
So, me, I've been to Mexico plenty of times. My family's Hispanic. Both sides of my family are from out of the country, but I was born here in the States. Just my opinion on it is, over the years with cartel leaders, seeing it firsthand, I'd say it's a tricky situation on both sides. Whether you look at it politically, whether you look at it from a streetwise view, however you want to look at it, it's all iffy. And over the years, like I said, with cartel leaders, it's always been like this. Every single one, even before El Chapo, before El Mencho, they all been the same, right? Anytime it led to an arrest, anytime it led to someone being killed, the streets of Mexico has always been like this. Every single time. Even with them being alive, free, whatever you want to call it, it's still always been like this. It didn't change anything. So to me, it's not a surprise that places like Puerto Vallarta or Guadalajara, like places like this are going under fire because the cartel see it like this. Before the cartel started getting into drug trafficking and extortion and everything, they were really just doing kidnappings, trying to get money to run up their business for drug trafficking and stuff like that. So they were doing kidnappings for families. They weren't harming anyone. They were just getting ransom money to build up their drug trade, right? So with that being said, with them trying to run up the business from kidnappings for ransom money, as soon as they got started up on their drug business, there's only really one person to blame for everything, right? And it's the American government. It's really only them to blame. Now, when I say American government, there's a lot of factors that go into that. There's Border Patrol agents that get bribed every single day. I've seen it. I've known some Border Patrol agents that get bribed and let, some trucks go through. Everything, stuff like that, checkpoints, whatever you want to call it. They all get bribed, every single one. So it's really only America's fault for letting, drugs come in here, and majority of Americans consume every single drug. Now, I'm not saying that's America's fault. I'm not saying that. But at the same time, it kind of is if you're allowing and getting bribed for American citizens to consume all these drugs, right? Because every day we see homeless on the side of the street. We see, junkies everywhere, everything like that. We can't ignore it. But at the same time, killing head of cartels won't fix anything. It's just going to keep it going. It's an ongoing cycle. It's been like this for years, for decades. I've seen it firsthand. I've been to Ciudad Juarez. It's the same thing every single time. Anytime a cartel leader has gotten killed or kidnapped or held in jail by the American government, it's just an ongoing cycle. They always have someone behind them. They always have someone that's a runner-up for them. So with this, like I said, it's not a surprise. Stuff like this happens every day in Mexico. But the only thing is, they set up roadblocks. They set up, checkpoints in order to make a statement like, hey, you guys don't give a fuck about what's going on. Excuse my language. I'm sorry. I don't know if I can cuss on
Swearing is
on your live.
encouraged. Yeah, it's fine.
Okay, so they're basically saying like, we don't give a fuck if you guys kill the head of our cartel. We don't care. We have another one coming up. We're still gonna be doing this shit. But since you want to kill one of us, we'll show you how it's gonna play out when you guys are actively looking for us, right? So, I wanted to ask you, what is your main opinion on all this? Even though both sides are to blame.
I think that's where I stand. I think both sides are to blame, right? Obviously, I don't want drugs coming into this country, but anytime there's a demand for it, that product is going to move through. So that's where I stand. I think this developed in the last 3 hours. Like everyone's out. My focus for the past 3 weeks has been a true crime case that's happening just over the border of Mexico in Tucson, Arizona. And that's where my attention was at, and then quickly shifted over to this. This was unexpected. I tend to agree with you. I think that, as soon as a cartel member goes down, there's going to be another one waiting. That's where I'm at right now. I would agree with you. My first experience in Mexico as a child, we came over the San Diego area border into Mexico with our father. And apparently, I don't know if this is still true, probably, but at that time I was about 8 years old. I'm 45 now. We crossed into Mexico, and I guess you're not supposed to take rental cars into the country. And so,
no, that's taking rental cars over the border. Yeah, that's like a free for all to them. That's like a free ticket for them.
So we got stopped. It was terrifying it was terrifying
Yeah.
as a kid. We got stopped by police there. They were giving my father some serious repercussions about what he did, and he slipped him, I don't know, a $20-$40 bill, like $20 or $40 over, and they just let us go into the country. So that's my experience. So I tend to believe that bribery is a big thing there. But in terms of my opinion on what's unfolding, I don't have an opinion really. This is just data coming through. We're watching violence sort of cascade here. I would tend to agree with other callers that I don't think this is going to stop anytime soon. The cartel is serious business, right? It's serious monetary business and violence, and they have to make their statement. This is their statement that they're making right now, and I would tend to think that this is going to be pretty narrow in terms of cartel versus Mexican military. It sounds like they're trying to spare tourists by giving out warnings and such, but I don't know where this goes. I hope that it ends quickly. It sounds like other callers are hoping the same and have loved ones in the area. And
yeah. Well, it's not just a statement to the Mexican army. Well, I mean, of course, they're trying to get a message across, but it's also to the American government as well, because it's really Trump's administration that's pushing down on the Mexican government to crack down drugs on Mexico, which is completely fine. Do whatever you have to do, But at the same time, when your own country is allowing stuff coming in here, like your own border patrol agents that you love, that Trump loves so much, when you have border patrol agents that willingly take money, take a bribe, to let drugs come through the border, however, through boats, through cars, through trucks, whatever. I mean, who else is really there to blame over that? You know, like I said, it's both sides. It's not just one sided.
Yeah, I would.
But at the
I
same
was going
time,
to
like,
add to that, like if there's corruption in Mexico, like money corrupts. It doesn't just corrupt one nation, right? And I grew up reading Tom Clancy books, and you know, his take on the Mexican U.S. drug war was that, you know, our CIA was involved, and when there's a lot of money had, and there is, in the drug trade, drug uh, trafficking, I think corruption is going to occur at every level, not just for Mexican officials.
right. But yeah, man, it's crazy. You know, I never thought Mencho would get killed. I never would have imagined that, because, you know, some of these cartel guys, man, they have so many strategic maneuvers and stuff like that. But it's just really surprising that they were able actually to catch him, man. I wasn't expecting it, because even with El Chapo, like, you know, escaping from prison, having multiple safe houses and multiple, you know, armed guards around him and people that are willing to die for him. This one is just also sudden, like just like that. And, you know, Mencho, he's been under surveillance. He's been under investigation for quite many years now. So, you know, like I said, it's just surprising to see that instead of apprehending him, they wanted to kill him.
Well, we'll see where this goes. I appreciate you calling in and stating your opinion, and be safe out there, and hopefully check back in on another stream when we go live.
Yes, sir. You as well.
All right, take it easy. Phone line is open. I see other people trying to call in while I'm talking. If you want to get your opinion in, feel free to call in. We've been going for about 2 hours, probably going to stop so I can take a coffee break, get some food in my belly. And I don't see this ending anytime soon. Who do we have on the line?
Hey, this is Luke.
Hey, Luke.
I'm watching you on YouTube Live right now.
Awesome. What's your opinion of what's unfolding?
Listen, man, I've done a lot of research on this, and I have a few things I want to add. First of all, this is huge news. I made a comment about it. El Mencho going down. I mean, he was rumored to be killed back in 2018, I think. And
is that what the lady was referencing earlier?
I think so. He was rumored to be killed, and I mean, he's pretty much been a ghost. I mean, when El Mayo got set up by Chapo's sons and got flown across the border, and when he was arrested, obviously, you know what's happening in Sinaloa right now, the civil war down there. But the CGNG, they control the most area in the whole country of Mexico. You know, 10, 15 years ago, it was the Zetas controlled a lot of territory, and then the Sinaloa cartel pretty much held it down. And, you know, the Sinaloa cartel controls a vast amount of area down there. But when the CGNG became an actual force around 2012, they were first known as the Zeta Killers. And El Mencho was running things back then, but for the past, I would say, 10 years, Cartel Jalisco has been probably the biggest cartel down there.
I see some comments in the chat about Nicolas Maduro being captured and potentially singing. What they're saying is he talking? Does Venezuela and Mexico have a good relationship like that, where Cartel would be talking to Venezuelan leaders?
I'm going to be honest with you. I don't think they have. For a long time, Mexico has gotten their drugs from Colombia, and I mean, you know, they've hired Kabyles, which are like the special forces in one of those countries, El Salvador or something, and they would come up here and train a lot of cartel members. You know, the Zetas were known for that. But as far as Maduro ratting anybody out, I don't think that has anything to do with this. Um, the corruption is so rampant in Mexico. I mean, as far as all the way to the higher ups, in charge of the military and stuff. Garcia Harfuch, who is Mexico, he got promoted. He was in Mexico City. Now he's like the Attorney General, okay, for Mexico. And he'll probably come on the air in a couple hours and give a statement and read about this. Well, in 2018, 2019, when he was the head prosecutor in Mexico City, he was ambushed. El Mencho put a hit out on him, and he was ambushed, and 2 of his bodyguards got killed in Mexico City. And the CGNG made a video and said that he was corrupt and he was working with other cartels to try to, push CGNG out. And, because they're all corrupt down there. I mean, people think that with taking out El Mencho or taking out El Chapo or all these big names that puts a dent in it. It doesn't. You know what I mean? Not only is there people that take their place, but the Mexican economy relies on this. You know what I mean? They rely on the drug trade. So, I mean, the U.S. obviously was involved. Trump's been pushing it. A lot of people have been extradited. And, so U.S. definitely was involved in this capture, and it's huge. I mean, not captured. He was killed, obviously. But, I mean, this is huge news. I don't want to take up any more time, but, yeah, I just want a lot of people. I've done a lot of research on mainly on the Gulf Cartel and the Zetas. I've done a lot of reports and stuff through college. And, I just wanted to give my 2 cents, man. I mean, this is huge news. And I enjoy watching you, and thank you for answering my call.
I appreciate you calling in. Do you, last question before you go, and I appreciate you sharing your opinion and your 2 cents. Do you have anyone you care or love in Mexico, or no?
No. I have no family. I'm in Ohio. I have no family down there, but it's always the organized crime elements always interest me. Like I said, CGNG started out as the Zeta killers. I mean, El Mencho worked for the Sinaloa cartel a long time ago. And then when the Millennial cartel split up, they were mainly in charge of Michoacan and down there in Jalisco. And they were a driving force in the early 2000s. When the Millennial cartel split up, when their leader got arrested, El Mencho and another guy, the Millennial cartel split, and El Mencho in the end around 2010 became the de facto leader of the remnants of that cartel. And at first it was they were known as the Zeta killers, El Mata Zetas. So they specialized in hunting down and killing the Zetas. And he got so much support and so much money and so many soldiers that he formed his own cartel. Around 2013, they started being known as the Cartel Jalisco Nueva Generation Cartel. And since then, their power has. He's by far. This is huge news. I can't say it enough. This is a very big thing going on. And Puerto Vallarta is on fire right now. And I just keep your eye on it, because I think major things are going to be happening in the next day or two. So
I appreciate your opinion. You sound like you've done some studying on the topic, and please be well. And thanks for calling in.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Have a good one. I'm going to take one more caller. I saw a couple other callers trying to get through. I'll take the next caller, and then I'm going to take a break here. See more footage. This could become the meme. This is like the Elmo meme with the fire burning behind him, or the girl in the swing with the fire burning behind her. This guy is just sitting there looking at this truck burning up. For those that are in the chat, I appreciate you guys tuning in today. Give a big thank you to our mods. Please leave some evidence that you are here and leave your DNA and the like button. I appreciate everyone's opinion. I appreciate the mods making sure that this is a safe space, that folks aren't being derogatory. Obviously, opinions are always welcome, but please keep it respectful. That doesn't mean you guys can't swear. we encourage swearing. Who do we have on the call?
Hi, Northern California right here.
Hi, how are you?
El Mencho, I'm good, thank you. El Mencho might not be dead. I seen him a few years back, and the movie stars and all the big elites, right? They be hiding these drug cartels out in our Northern California towns. We all know this. So with that being said, have a great day.
You as well, my friend. Thanks for calling in. I'm going to shut down the phone lines for now. I appreciate everyone calling in and voicing your opinion. I don't know about El Chapo or El Muncho, but I got the El Munchies, as someone said in the chat earlier. So we're going to take a break here, probably go live in a little bit. Been live, I think, for about 2.5 hours. Our mods were not expecting this, but they've certainly done a good job of making sure this is a safe space to discuss this and watch what's unfolding. For those that may have tuned in at the end, El Mencho, there goes Bodie, long pursued head of the Jalisco New Generation Cartel and one of the world's most wanted traffickers, died following a Mexican military operation Sunday. I've seen no mainstream media reporting that the United States was involved, but that may change as new information comes in. That's what we know for now. Violence erupting in several states in Mexico after security forces from several federal branches of Mexico's military carried out the operation in the western state of Jalisco. So that's what we know at this time. This was unexpected. We were following other stuff this morning and this afternoon, and then started seeing footage come through. For those that don't know, Puerto Vallarta is a major tourist area. Millions of tourists go there every year. It's beautiful. You can see videos of the beaches. Not so beautiful today. You see smoke rising, fires throughout the entire city as the cartel retaliates. So we'll be following this one closely. I appreciate everyone for tuning in today. A huge shout out and thank you to the mods who always make sure that this is a space where people can voice their opinion. You can voice your conspiracy theories. We don't care. It's fine. Everyone's allowed to think. This is America. But making sure that people do it respectfully without putting others down. So thank the mods. I appreciate everyone for ensuring that they... Hold on one second. I got something coming through my ear. Sorry. Let me turn that down. Thank you guys for tuning in. Turned off the Zoom, but I'm still getting like the voicemail alerts on my end. See if I missed anything. People that sent in super chats, it's appreciated. I am getting hungry. Last thing I ate was a spinach feta wrap from Starbucks. I'm going to go eat something. Probably have some more coffee. If you're not subscribed to the channel, please consider doing so. It's appreciated. I don't generally turn on subscriber-only chats or stuff like that. We want people to come in and openly discuss this. Like I said, all your opinions are welcome. Just keep it respectful. Nice to see everybody here. Everyone have a great day. Be kind to yourself. Be kind to those around you. And we'll check in with everyone later and check in on the situation later tonight. So have a fantastic Sunday, guys. Bye.